Three. Hi, this is Zach Glazer with Frog God Games. I am here with Pexx. Pexx is John Barnhouse, but he's known most of you as Pexx and from the Discord server on the Tenkar's Tavern, where we have our frog channels. We passed the $75,000 stretch goal for the Lost Lands a while ago, and we've been promising an update on that. For the best way to do this was to show you exactly what it is that Pexx and his team of people have been working on to give people the tools to best utilize the new license that's going to be available. January 1st is our target date for that to be live. The license itself is going to be a commercial license. It's going to be anybody who would like to publish in the Lost Lands can do so. We're not asking for much, though the finalization on that's not done. But basically, if you're going to write material and you want to sell it commercially in Lost Lands, feel free. And as long as you don't violate the most basic of guidelines of decency and ones that we ourselves wouldn't break at Frog God. No, honestly, no pornography, no politics, nothing that you wouldn't expect to be able to show to anybody, that was rated PG-13 at the most. But that aside, your creative juices can be to flow. You can write in there, you can sell it commercially, you can send it around for various other platforms. You do fiction, you can do other games that are non-electronic, like, for instance, video games don't count, but certainly like interactive like games you would play, like text-based games and such would work. Visually, your imagination would be what you could do. So, but in order to make it fun and easy for everybody, we're working on a series of tools that are not only going to help us in-house, but we're going to help the people who want to actually see their work in the Lost Lands or like to use this kind of material for their own campaigns to make them even better. So, what we're looking at is a screen from a company called World Anvil, who you'll hear from in a minute. But Pexx, tell them a little about this.
Well, World Anvil is a campaign building tool that has interlinking things. So you can refer back to each other with a click of the button. So if you're writing about England and America refers to England, it'll tie us back to England kind of deal. However, we're doing it in a much more fun way because we're in the world of Lost Lands. And what we're looking at here is a very fancy screenshot that you can see from the Kickstarter itself, the Wizard Wall. And here are some people like myself, Black Mage, Val, or AEIOU, myself.
And these are all their handles. Are these their handles on the Discord?
Yes, these are their handles on Discord, so you can get a hold of any of us. And Ruben is our new staffer we picked up, is helping with coding. Now, all this Latin stuff, you can ignore that. That's for our internal use for formatting stuff. But here, we have our table of contents. So basically, it's going to be part wiki, part map interaction. And they're all going to be tied together seamlessly. So if you click on something in the map, it's going to take you to these articles that explain in great detail about what they are. And within those articles, they're going to link you to everything else in the table of contents and with map interaction as well. So as we're scrolling down here, basically see we have all three continents ready to go. All the way down to Boros even. And we're next going to go to our map, our big world map of Lost Lands.
It's big. And it is actually, this is a daunting task that they're doing. And so the more I see it, though, the more exciting it gets because all these areas will be filled in. There'll be access for everybody. You get 90 days of free access for this. It will not be expensive just to access at the most basic level. But they are doing stuff that's exciting they're going to show you right now that we'll be able to use in building your own campaigns and working with your own material that will, for commercial use, like I said, for your own campaigns, this would be awesome because we're going to use these materials to help us write our own stuff at Frog God. So anyway, Pexx, what are we looking at now?
We're looking at a zoomed in portion of the map. The whole map is there, but it's zoomed in exactly what we've worked on, which is the Bard's Gate region there. And we have these three little icons. So if you hover over them, they tell you what you are. If you click on them, they'll pop up with things. But before we get to that part, Zach, if you would, go ahead and click the... That works too. Okay. This opens up the Bard's Gate map, and if you click on like the districts, like you were about to do there.
Yep. So it's a pop-down menu when you can actually you can tag, make it active. And you're activating layers, right?
Right. There's going to be many more layers on top of this. These are just some things to show you guys. So what we did was we color-coded the areas. So now you know what district is where. You kind of get a better sense other than a map kind of deal. And If you click on a region,
like the Hill District,
like the Hill District there, this is the back end view. Normally, you'll just see the hill. So go ahead and click on the hill for us there.
All right. He loves the fact that I have to drive the way we're recording the software.
Absolutely, this is the best part of my job right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, we get a smaller view map of just the hill region. Mm-hmm. And we'll have more layers and stuff, so it'll be much more interactive. But if we scroll down a bit, we have stat blocks. And yes, these are 5e. You Stewards and Wizardry folks are coming, I promise, but this is just for demonstration. If we click on anything that has a dice associated to it, it will roll it for you. So you can DM right from World and itself.
So my hill skirmisher, I rolled 25. I rock. So that's the hit points basically that given to that individual creature I just made, or individual member. Yes?
Exactly.
Yep. Excellent.
And we'll have stuff with spells, but that has to come. It's just a short demonstration of what it's capable of doing for us. So let's see.
I want to mention a couple of things real quick. As he's showing these great features, and they really are great, the higher our funding gets, obviously the higher we're going to go with what we can do in these for the cheapest levels of checking out World Anvil. The World Anvil, they'll be able to access it for basically almost free to look at it, and then for 3 months it's all free, all the way to the top. So however much he programs in, and he's told me you can do things like have NPCs who have a daily routine walk around during the day. I mean, tell you where they're going to be at what time. Wild stuff.
We can do that.
No, I mean, exactly. We can do that as the actual answer to almost anything. What we do and how much time is invested in it is really heavily dependent upon, how well the Kickstarter does. But the kind of tools that we're going to offer for getting Lost Lands background is going to be here. A couple other really short things I want to mention before he finishes his tour is that on the if you are a publisher and you're a member of this and you're working with us, we have art, we have maps, we have all kinds of tools available that we use to publish adventures, and we're going to make these available for use by other publishers. If you're going to be your first time you ever published an adventure, you don't realize how expensive it is to actually use art. We have 2,000 to 3,000 pieces of wonderful black and white art from Necromancer Games that we're going to let people who are backers to Kickstarter, who are commercial publishers, and if you're in here, use to a reasonable amount. You can't use it to make your own Necromancer Games clip art book and charge for it, but you can certainly use them in any adventure you use that's based in Lost Lands. All these together will be the kind of tools we give you to make the best adventures you can, even if it's for your home game. But we hope it's for you to sell, and you don't have to give us any of the money. So if you want to have us sell through us, promote for you, that's a different thing. We're all figuring everything about that out now. But this is our commitment to go for you. And Pexx, what else can they see besides this?
If we scroll back up at the top, it'll take us back to our handy-dandy table of contents.
Very top. Okay, hold on. I'm scrolling in. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Go to the Lost Lands homepage.
All right.
Hey, look, the Bard's Gate image is there. All right, we're going to scroll down back to that Bard's Gate section, and we're going to go to Major Personalities.
Okay.
Which are NPCs.
And, okay.
And we're going to show two of them. The first one is probably going to get this wrong, the pronunciation, and Drygor, the very first one there.
You got it wrong. No, I have no idea what it is.
Who knows? The only person that knows is
I assure you right now that everybody listening, someone's going to know. And the email address is no. Just go ahead.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right.
So here's our NPC. Again, stat blocks. We'll have things rollable. We haven't gotten to his hit points things yet, but you should be able to roll his strength, his int, his dex, his whiz, his con, and his charisma.
Okay. So gotcha. And this is all the information from the Bard's Gate book. So if you're using a tablet,
the Bard's Gate book. Yep. Now, the cool thing down here is this, under the description. We wanted both players to access this as well as DMs. So if there's something super secret, and turn away now if you're a player, you can hit that show spoiler button for your DM, and you know a little bit more about the adventure side of Bard's Gate. Oh, who knew?
Yeah, who knew? Oh my gosh. Matt Finch, he's
exactly.
Betrayal. No, no, it's basically... No, but what this is trying to do is make it useful for everybody, and we want to make sure that when you store your Bard's Gate information, you can add your own notes, right, Pexx? So
Absolutely.
your campaign spoilers could go there as well, and you could probably have those completely turned off. What is really nifty is the fact that we have the Lost Lands one that Pexx has created that's going to be like the canon. But you can clone this for yourself if you're a member of World Anvil, right, Pexx? Explain that a little
Right.
bit.
We're working on that right now, and at the end of the day, you should be able to take what we've given you based off your subscription access, take that over to your personal thing. Again, you have to maintain your subscription access. Be able to create whatever you want. If you want to add 5 more layers onto Rapanathuk or Rapanathuk, go ahead. It'll be there for you. But a lot of the legwork's already done. You don't have to create everything previous to those 5 things. So you can really make it however you want to. It's your imagination. And if it's really cool, I think Zach might buy it from if it's that cool.
No, honestly, if you make something we really like and we want to buy it from you, we can offer you money. But actually, because you made it and you own the commercial license for it, you can say no, and that would be fine. But you'd be able to keep track of it here. But the point of that would be is that if somebody has made a very interesting adventure that they've showed us, and if we like it, if we don't say that we don't buy it, we can promote it as in part of the main Lost Lands setting, so everybody can see, hey, there's an adventure here that's purchasable, and you click here, or this is what the synopsis is, and this is NPCs from there, and basically a way for everybody to share the things they have done that they're most proud of in the Lost Lands campaigns, while at the same time be able to use a tool live while they're playing the game. And so there's a lot more that we're going to try to get done. This is only the very beginning of the work that Pexx is going to have to do for free. No, I'm just kidding, Pexx. No, but we are actually trying to do the very best we can to give the tools to everybody to be able to make the best use they can of the licensing opportunity. And if they never take advantage of that, the stretch goal we hit at 75,000 is going to give you the kind of digital tools that haven't been seen before. And we're going to provide them. They aren't going to be free for these. At a certain point, it costs money to maintain all those things, but the most basic access is going to be cheap, and it's free to everybody for 3 months. And that won't start until January, but once it does start, we think it's going to blow you away. And the reason we think so is because right after I say goodbye to Pexx here, I'm going to introduce you to the 2 owners of World Anvil, and they have a little message for you about the Lost Land stuff coming up.
And one last thing to show you guys. Zach, if you would go back 1 page for me.
Oh. Surprise. Okay. By going to... Hold on.
Sure.